This is NBC6 South Florida Today.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got two segments today on attention deficit disorder. We've all heard the phrase, say no to drugs, but our next guest says it also can mean saying no to drugs that doctors often prescribe. Dr. Brian Sheen is a PhD. He is not a medical doctor, and he is director of the Quantum Healing Center in Delray Beach. He's also brought along someone who is a believer, SYLVIA Davis and her daughter KAYLA. Welcome to all of you.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Bob.
First of all, let me ask you, Doctor, why should we question when an MD, when a physician prescribes a drug for ADD or ADHD?
Well, there is no biological test for this supposed disorder. And what it is there's an untrained mind that hasn't learned how to focus, hasn't learned how to relax, and nobody has taught these children how to do this. And 40% of the children who take these medications have adverse side effects like suicide, insomnia, lack of growth, such negative responses to this drug that I think there should be another way looked at first before we go to such extremes.
So you think someone who had, by the way, let me clear this up, ADD, ADHD, difference?
Not really. I mean, it's really an inability to focus and to sit still, and there's just different personal opinions of which is one or which is the other. But basically, it's the inability to focus your attention, relax, and concentrate.
Right. Now, we see that in a lot of people, right?
Yes, we do.
And I guess we all have a little bit of it. Some of us have a great deal more than others. To be honest, we joke a lot with Lonnie, you know, because he's you know, flying from one thing to another constantly. Does that necessarily mean that a person with those symptoms has ADD?
No, you see, because when you're bored, your attention wanders in many different ways. When you're not interested in something, you just all of a sudden look to find something of interest. Okay. And when your mind has so many things going on, as life can sometimes do, we just don't know how to focus our attention and focus it on one thing. So it seems like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, SYLVIA, when did you realize that KAYLA had ADD, or when did you think she had ADD?
We found out when KAYLA was 4 years old.
And how did you find out?
When she was in private school, she was attending private school, and her teacher had a conference with me and my husband, and she said that she noticed that KAYLA wasn't focusing. So we decided to have KAYLA tested. So we had her tested at St. Mary's Children's Center, and that's when she was diagnosed with ADHD.
And what did you do first?
The first thing we did was we took her to her pediatrician, and he read her report, and what we did was we tried KAYLA on some medication called Soteria, which she was only for about 6 months.
What happened?
Then after that, we noticed that the medication was making KAYLA hyper. She was outburst screaming. She was doing normal things that she normally wouldn't do, that me and my husband both, you know, observed.
When did you decide to look more holistically on the situation?
What happened was, one particular night, Dr. Sheen was on television, and my husband was flipping the channel, and he decided, he said, "Come, SYLVIA, I want you to see this segment on TV." So what I did was I wrote the information down, and that's when I contacted Dr. Sheen, and that's when KAYLA got into the program.
KAYLA, how old are you?
12.
You're 12 years old. How do you feel on a general day, out playing and going to school and doing the things that kids do? Do you feel like everybody else?
Yes.
You feel focused?
Yes.
Do you feel a difference? Do you feel different now than you did before you started on the doctor's plan?
Yes.
You do? Okay, well, let's get to what it is that you do. If it's not drugs, if it's not Ritalin, if it's not the other drugs, what do you do? Now, you told me before we started that you can cure ADD,
Right.
not just control it.
Absolutely, because by training a person's mind to focus, teaching them to breathe, teaching them to look at what's going on inside their body and fulfill their needs. KAYLA went from F's and D's in school while on the medication, and now she's getting B's and C's. She can sit relaxed, she can focus, she is just a kid full of happiness and joy, which is fantastic. And she's done it all naturally by practicing the many different programs that we teach in the actual Clear-Minded Children's Program.
Have there been any studies on what you do? Are you published? Is there any proof to back up what sounds like a very good thing?
Yes, we are actually the only program in the United States that does this. We have a book that is coming out in the next few weeks, and a whole CD program that is going to explain it and be able to export it to teachers all around the country, because there are 8 million children now taking these cocaine-like drugs. I mean, these are very toxic.
Are there people this might not work for who might need to go the medical route with prescription drugs?
You know, there are some people who have very extreme disorders and don't want to take the time to learn these things. I think there are some extreme circumstances maybe these drugs can do some benefits for, but I think they have to be a last resort after you try the natural ways to show a child how to focus, how to concentrate, how to relax.
How many kids have you treated?
We've treated now 25 children.
And have you cured all of them?
Every one of them.
Every
is
last
off,
one.
Everyone is off medications.
26?
And not only that.
Lonnie's getting in line.
Yeah, and lots of the parents too have found, because we bring the parents through the program too, they feel better, and the relationships between the children and the parents have improved greatly.
And it's basically teaching.
It's teaching and showing them different ways, everything from teaching them self-hypnosis, teaching them yoga, teaching them bioenergetics, meditation, all these different things.
Can you teach Lonnie self-control?
If he wants to.
Wait, I'm so interested. How long of a program?
It's a 6-month program.
6
They
months.
meet
All right.
once every Saturday for 2 hours in class, and we can take a person, and I put the whole series for you on CD, so if you go to
Just
our
for
website
Lonnie.
at clearmindedchildren.org.
Let me tell our audience that Quantum Healing is located, the center, in Delray Beach on Northeast 5th Avenue. They have a grant to provide nonprofit services to families who want an alternative to Ritalin and other drugs. You can call 561-272-3733 for more information, or go to our website for a link. Now, for more on